Hey guys, it's Amy, the Relocatorist, coming to you once again from my office. It is December 28th, 2019. The year's almost over. And let's see, it is a Sunday. So originally I planned on taking a nice long run, hopefully at least an 8 mile today. And I got up and I got all my gear on. And if anyone out there is a runner, you know how much that process is and remembering everything. And I have everything from, I have a timer to a water belt to my gel to my water itself, my Gatorade, just a bunch of things that go all into it versus taking a walk with Craig and I throw some shorts on. So I had all my gear on like I'm ready for battle in my running attire. And I do the one thing that I always forget to do, which is check the weather. It was pouring and the map showed at least pouring from 7 and then 8 o'clock. And I had felt bad because I woke up Craig to have him, he drops me off for my long run, so I don't have to park and do kind of a double back. I can just do one big loop and then he picks me up at the end. And so long story short, we went back to bed. So no long run today, and the half marathon is 2 weeks from yesterday. So now I'm in the scary window of, oh my gosh, I gotta get my button gear. So hopefully I'll get a long run in tomorrow. And I'm just getting nervous because I am not up to snuff, is that a saying anymore, on my stuff. So today I thought we would talk about the character interaction story, which was about someone who was harmed in one of their interactions with the public. I was recently told about how it all works in the costumes and such, and I've never seen, obviously, someone get dressed in them or not, so I don't know how the whole character suit up works. I'm gonna assume that they're pretty heavy, and most of them, like face characters, they have their dresses and they have their layers and all their pieces with that. But I think, our friends with Mickey and everybody has a lot more to deal with. So I don't know what's all the workings of that, and I don't have anybody close to me to ask. But I just thought we could talk about that news story because if you haven't seen it, it's on my Facebook page, The Relocated Tourist. I shared it off, I believe it's Click Orlando. Just talked about how someone was harmed in, I believe, Friends with Minnie because of a person, I don't know, hitting a head or some type of thing injured them. So, and one of my friends said, well, it goes both ways. So I'm just kind of curious what your thoughts are on that with character interactions. I personally have always felt like I don't want to hold up the line behind me. So how I interact with the characters is I have my phone ready to go. I'm not there for any autographs, 99.9% of the time. I have my phone ready and I'm like my bag's off. I'm already asking the cast member, like, where should I put my bag? Where can I put my stuff? Like, I'm just trying to just keep the line going as quick as possible. I know that there are kids behind me that are just restless and they want to get their stuff done. And then I have, the people in front of me who some do, some don't take their time, but I just don't want to be part of the problem. So I try to go as quickly as possible. With face characters, it's always funny because all of us as grown adults, you can go two ways with them. Like one where you can go, I try to play along, I try to have fun with it because that is their job and I think they're phenomenal at it. So it's almost like having your own little acting gig for a while. And like I love talking to Rapunzel. Gaston is probably my absolute favorite face character. He's phenomenal, and he just embodies what I feel the character would become to life. So I think they're fun to, I don't want to say play with because it sounds kind of weird, but you know what I mean, play along with. But I have seen some interactions where I don't think it's the fault of either party. What happens is in the costumes, the non-face costumes, so you're talking Mickey, Goofy, Tigger, Pooh, I don't know how much of a what they can see on the sides. And so if you watch videos, and they're all over YouTube, of accidentally them turning and smacking a kid over, turning this way, because I can't imagine their peripheral vision is the best. So I think a lot of these things are accidents, unfortunately, on both sides of it, where I've gotten to an interaction, I'm trying to put my arm around somebody and they had their back turned, like if I'm with like Craig or the kids or a friend, they're already hugging that person, and so I didn't pay attention, and so I accidentally hit his shoulder or something because I just turned. And it's a lot of that. I feel most of it is a lot of that. I think completely inappropriate if people are purposely going and Little Mermaid is another thing that had made the news, that someone inappropriately touched her at her meet and greet. That's a very intimate setting by Little Mermaid. If you've never been in there, she's inside of a cave, and they're very good at like letting, you know, one family at a time sit with her, and everyone's kind of held back more. Some of those meet and greets, like Mickey, you can have like 5 or 6 families in at a time waiting and queued up to see Mickey, so you're watching the interaction. But Little Mermaid's a little more personal. So I'm glad that that was addressed, and that the cast member, you know, alerted, and they took care of the person that did that. Completely inappropriate. And I know they probably know, like with little children, I'm sure, I can't imagine the interactions and the stories they must share about the little kids, because the little ones have no idea. So they're walking up and, you know, they're grabbing onto, I just watched like Chip 'n Dale. I recently took a picture with last week at Studios, and this little boy was so adorable. By the way, he was dressed up as Baby Yoda, so just, it's so adorable these days. Anyway, he was hugging one of the chipmunks, and he wouldn't let go. And just because to him that was a big old, you know, big old teddy bear that he didn't want to let go of. So again, there's so many different interactions that the cast members must have, that it must be difficult for them also to know. I mean, Little Mermaid she knew. I'm sure she knew. And this recent one where this cast member, I hope they are okay. I hope they're recovering. I had a, you know, severe injury from a meet and greet. It just kind of blows my mind, because at the end of the day, everyone has got to realize that these people are human beings, and this is their job, and they love this job. I mean, they have had to audition to be the friends with these characters, okay? So this is a big deal to these people, and they love what they do. They might have bad days like you and I do, like everyone does, but treat them with respect, my goodness. I mean, I just... you'll always come away with our situation. Like, I love my Jessie, whoever she is, he is. I love our Jessie, and she's amazing in our lives, and it's something that will carry on through our whole family. I hope Emily tells her children about Jessie. I hope her kids get to meet Jessie one day. But just as good as a great character interaction can happen, so can a negative character interaction. I've only had one negative one but it was awkward. It wasn't negative. Let me be very clear in that. There was no inappropriate touching. There's none of that. It was just awkward. Kylo Ren has never been, and if my friend was watching, she'd be laughing right now because she knows what I'm talking about. We just could never get a good picture with him. Like, there was like, sometimes he spoke, sometimes he didn't. Like, am I supposed to do like the hand motion? Am I supposed to do this? Am I not supposed to do this? Like, it's just very awkward on like what we're supposed to be. Ugh, this hair today. This is called Sunday hair. I never knew. So that was probably the most awkward, but everybody else has been, I just live by the credo of just be kind. Hopefully people be kind back. And, you know, the very treat, you know, others as you would like to be treated. I mean, why would anybody, and I hope that maybe it was an accident that how this person was harmed. I hope maybe whatever, but if you've been to Disney and you've been to the parks, you know the chaos that ensues there with all of the kids are so excited, and if they have a lot of kids, like sometimes the kids aren't being watched, and so mom's looking over here and dad's looking over there, and that's when little Johnny decides to go up and jump on Pooh, or I don't know. It does happen. I've seen it happen. It's kind of a chaotic, but all the parks are kind of chaotic that way when you get tons and tons and tons of families and kids in there, and stress levels start to rise when the heat starts to rise, the humidity starts to rise. So yeah, I've always tried to just treat them with respect, um, and know that, you know, they are human beings at the end of the day. And I don't know, have you guys had a weird character interaction? Have you seen a weird character interaction? You know, have you seen someone hurt someone in this sense, or vice versa? Or there was a video that was trending a while back, years ago, it's still on YouTube probably, where a kid did something to Pluto at Disneyland. Maybe you all have seen it, and I just, for some reason, it's always stuck in my head. And like, Pluto is running around their hub over at Disneyland, and he's pointing and pointing and pointing. Like, I'm assuming he's pointing at like a manager or a cast member, you know, of, you know, this kid did something, but Pluto can't say that. So I think that must be also a very difficult part of the job, is that they can't express. Like my Jessie, I could feel how excited she was that it was me, and that like we were making this connection about, oh my gosh, it's you kind of thing. Can't say a word. And others obviously can't either. So I can't imagine how hard that must be to kind of swallow how you feel in that moment when something negative is happening to you or inappropriate, and you have to try to get a cast member's attention. Yeah, so I'm just kind of curious. I read the story, and I've seen the Little Mermaid story a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago. And I want to just put out that be kind to them. I mean, it's obvious, right? But we know our little ones sometimes, like, we can't watch them all sometimes, and they do something, or other kids do, or just watch around you, constantly be watching around you. I think iPhones, definitely, I'm guilty of it, where I'm looking down and something is happening around me and I'm not catching it because I'm not paying attention. And I think definitely it is very prevalent in the parks now with iPhones, because I see a lot, unfortunately, of parents staring at their iPhones and the kids are running around. And I always get so nervous about that, because I just know like, oh, a show's about to let out and these kids are just gonna be lost in that crowd or whatever. And I never know, should I say something? Like, I don't want to get in a fight with another parent. I'm just trying to help. Yeah. So anyway, I'm just curious about character interactions and what you all feel about that. It's just kind of crazy. It's crazy to think about. So anyway, I hope you're all having an amazing Sunday. Hopefully I get to run tomorrow. Our weather has been just poo this week. So I'm hoping to get out there and actually get somewhat trained. I am obviously terrified that I will be dragging by mile 10, 2 weeks from yesterday, and that's not what I want. But yeah, I'm going to work some more on the relocated tourist stuff, let's call it that. And just been kind of chilling today. I watched the Judy Garland movie, actually not the Renee Zellweger one, the Me and My Shadows. It's so good, so good. She died too young. Anyway, squirrel. So anyway, have a great Sunday. I will catch you guys tomorrow. All right, love ya. Bye.